tornado on the ground just to the northeast of Spring. We're going to go through Daughtry, the south sides of the Choctaw National Recreation Area. At Mill Creek, you're in the line of fire. If you are in this area, take your tornado precautions. Let me pull up chat here. I'm watching this tornado on my second screen. And it's looking large and violent. It's definitely getting dangerous. It's a dangerous tornado. And there's also a tornado warning for the Paws Valley, Wynnewood, Raw, Fitzhugh area. If you're in that area, take your tornado precautions. Doesn't look as strong as this one down south. It's a large wedge tornado, this one down near Springle. Again, we're streaming live on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, so you have plenty of ways for us to get information to you. But this one down south is large, violent, it's underground. There's also another tornado warning. They're just popping off now. This one's south of Ardmore, south of Dixon, heading towards Medill and Kingston. Again, 3 tornado warnings in effect. Paws Valley, Springle, Mill Creek, Medill, Kingston areas. Take your tornado precautions if you are in these polygons. I'm watching the one on my screen here that's near I'm watching the Springle one now, approaching the south sides of Daughtry. You're all having a large tornado move through right now, maybe going right over Daughtry. Sorry, I'm letting my family know, this is a tornado that's not to be messed around with. Man, this thing went from barely underground to a large violent circulation. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat, but we're going to continue monitoring these tornadoes. Definitely large violent tornadoes on the ground and occurring. Yeah, this tornado is again large, violent. I'm focusing on this one because I have a live stream pulled up on here. Definitely south of Daughtry, Mill Creek. You're gonna be in the line of fire. South sides of Sulphur, you need to be taking your tornado precautions, especially those to the south of Choctaw National Recreation Area. There's a large wedge tornado on the ground now. Haven't seen anything from anywhere else, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'm going to see if I can't pull up and see if I can't find other streams. Storm near Wynnewood still looks large, violent. Maybe a tornado occurring. Doesn't look quite as strong of a signature on velocity. But this storm near Daughtry is not to be messed around with. Why am I over in Texas now? Man, this thing's ripping up some ground. Yeah, a strong tornado. You can just see it ripping up the ground. It's again going to go on the south sides of Arbuckle Lake. South sides of Chickasaw National Recreation Area. It is lifting to the north. So across Highway 177, around the Chickasaw National Recreation Area. If you're in or around that area, you definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions. This thing's large and violent. Right now, it is kind of tightened up, probably recirculating. But the circulation in this is weakening. Okay, so right now, it's still on the ground, but it does appear to be weakening somewhat. But you definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions because it can ramp back up just like that. See, pull up some of my other sources here. It's now just a tight funnel. It isn't quite as broad as it was, but it can definitely ramp back up. The environment's very potent today, especially in this southeastern area. We do have 3 tornado warnings in effect, so let me just run down these real quick. You have this circulation that just passed Highway 77, State Highway 77 between Wynwood and Paws Valley. Definitely has that area of rotation there. It definitely could be on the ground. This is going across Highway 177 between Stratford and the Garvin County line. Definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions. Probably going to go north of Roth and Fitzhugh. And then we also have this one down south that's going head towards Medill again, close to 177. Not as tight of circulation, but definitely enough to produce a tornado on a day like today. And then, of course, this one I've been talking the most about. This one near Daughtry, Oklahoma. Just now passing through Daughtry. Has a nice hook. Circulation is not on the ground, but velocity continues to look impressive on it. Rob, Wads, where at? Which storm? Are you looking at the Daughtry one? Definitely has a couple of hours of circulation with it. I don't see any sources that have a confirmation of anything being on the ground. Now, it may have lifted. But of course, the terrain here gets kind of hilly with the Arbuckle Mountains, so and starts to get trees, so it's kind of hard to see stuff. So you have that area of circulation. Alright, lots of circulation visible from the north sides of Arbuckle Lake from the point area. Yeah, the point's probably right about here, and you can definitely see a strong mesocyclone right there. So I imagine those clouds are certainly moving. If anybody has any videos or pictures, send them to me. I'll try to sell them as soon as possible. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, however you want to get them to me, get them to me. But again, we do have a large storm with a history of producing a large tornado just south of Daughtry. Gonna move just south of the Choctaw National Recreation Area and fixing going across 177. I'll go ahead and animate this so you can get a little bit of a track there. So right there. And that's kind of the general movement. Mill Creek, you're going to be in the line of fire here. This one still has another 40 minutes on it. Let's go. This storm near Medill, approaching Medill. Medill, take your tornado precautions. Medill, area of circulation is hanging over you, fixing to head over you. Closer to Medill, but between Madeira and Mansville on 177. That's probably likely where it will cross the area of circulation. If you're in Madeira or close to Madeira, be taking your tornado precautions. These storms can produce the conditions are right for large, dangerous tornadoes to develop very quickly today. Alright, so the sprinkle storm, the PDS tornado warning has been dropped, and it's just a tornado warning right now. Yeah, circulation has kind of broken up a bit, but it could just be recycling and get ready to drop another one. Still be taking your tornado precautions. Mill Creek, south of Sulphur on 177 in Murray County. And then let's check up this storm near Wynwood. Not any significant rotation obvious with this one right now, which is good, but still there is a tornado warning continuing for the Roth and Pitchu areas. We're getting the radar scans every minute today. Let's see. Maybe scroll out here and see what another radar is saying. Bear with me, things are being a bit slow right now, Let me close out of a few tabs here to try to get internet working quicker. Okay. See how this works. Not really any battle. Again, we do have 3 tornado warnings in Oklahoma right now. Each have been looking likely that they have produced a tornado, at least briefly. This storm near south of Daughtry, approaching right over 177, is looking more impressive now. Still a mesocyclone at least. Definitely could produce another tornado fairly quickly. It looks like it's going to go right over Mill Creek. Mill Creek be taking your tornado precautions. This storm approaching Madeira has a nice couplet mesocyclone with it. Hard to say if anything's on the ground with this one, but Madeira, be taking your tornado precautions. Again, it's going Madeira, Oakland, close to 177. That highway network there, they'll be crossing that within the next minute or two. Let me check some of my other reports coming in. Again, some of the spots are having trouble here because the road network isn't that great down here. And we're starting to get into trees. Again, this environment down here is ripe for tornadoes. Mill Creek, keep taking your tornado precautions. Definitely have a circulation still on that one, as well as this storm approaching Madeira and Oakland. Your thing is we're not seeing any actually. Okay. If anybody has any reports, make sure to send them to me. We're streaming live on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, so plenty of different sources for you. I'm looking at some of my streams coming in. Hard to see if anything's occurring now. Definitely have two sustained mesocyclones occurring. This storm up near Wynwood, Roth looks to have weakened somewhat. So, at least is reorganizing, I should say. Doesn't look tornadic from my point of view right now, which is good. By gusty winds, strong hail, large hail. But it definitely can ramp back up, and it may be starting to show initial signs of it. Let's see. But yeah, the atmosphere continues to be potent for storm creation today. Tornado genesis. Some of the soundings that I've seen look pretty impressive for late April. I'm checking out a couple videos. Yeah, these storms are rotating fairly nicely. They're premature supercells. Let's see. Mill Creek storm. Still have, and it has an area of rotation though, not quite as tight as it was earlier. Let me change what I'm seeing radars from. That's not going to tell us anything. So this is what we're going to have later this evening. Storms will get into kind of this weird area where there's not any good radar coverage. Atoka, Caddo, Antlers, those areas typically don't have good radar coverage. So we'll be relying a lot on data, ground truths, and what we think the storms will continue to behave as. Good thing these storms are coming through while it's still light out. These aren't nighttime storms, which is great. Still have broad areas of mesocirculations. Everything's kind of kind of falling apart a little bit right now. But looking at these images I've seen, these are still very stout supercells. They will continue to be stout supercells. Well, there we go. Again, we are going to expect this tornado threat to continue for much of this evening in southeastern Oklahoma. Large hail up to the size of baseballs and damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour will also be the threats. So this Medill storm is kind of in a very difficult area to forecast on. We're getting a lot of radar noise, so we can't really use radars to track it. But Medill, still take your tornado precautions. Mill Creek, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. This storm's probably going to spin back up. It's been trying to get reorganized for a while now. Looks like it's continuing to do so. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops a tornado before too much longer. This storm near approaching Roth and Fitzhugh is still a tornado warning. Still be taking your tornado precautions. But it doesn't look as organized as it did when it was over near Wynnewood. Oh, now. There we go. So, does anybody have any reports from anybody in this area? Let's see if I can find anything on social media. Let's see. I'm trying to pull together all my resources. Again, this storm near Mill Creek is continuing to look better and better again, as in terms of forming a tornado. So I guess worse and worse would be the correct way. It did produce a large wedge tornado near Springle. Let's see. Yeah, definitely a strong meso still occurring now. Again, this Medill storm is kind of hard to infer anything off of radar with. Medill still be taking your tornado precautions. Tornado warning does continue for this Roth storm. Roth, be taking your tornado precautions. It was radar indicated. Yeah, this Mill Creek storm is probably going to ramp back up and be producing tornado again shortly. Could produce a tornado again shortly. Mill Creek, just south of Mill Creek on that highway there, be taking your tornado precautions. We'll continue to hang out and watch these storms, see how they develop. Okay. Severe thunderstorm warning on this storm has been extended. See what they do with the tornado warning. I bet you they extended. This storm just continuing to ramp up. Still has that tight velocity couplet on it. Again, it's going just south of Mill Creek. The storm near Badil, circulation still there. Doesn't look as tight, but again, raw Fichu tornado warning does continue. Not seeing any real particular area of concern with that, but be taking your tornado precautions. But really, the big show is this Mill Creek storm. If there's a tornado, it's going to come storm now. Seeing if I see anything on the ground. Seeing a lot of spring tornado. This storm near Mill Creek is starting to get a hook on it again. Definitely be taking your tornado precautions. Mill Creek, and to the south of it. This storm is eventually going to head up towards Bromide. And, Tupelo, Colgate, Leahy. Storm near Madeira still has a broad circulation with it. Hard to say if anything's on the ground with this high up. Maybe embedded circulation coming with this Fichu storm. It will go north of Fichu, the area of circulation now. See how that continues to develop. But we're watching this area of circulation north of Fichu. See what that does. We're getting updates fairly often, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Again, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. You can comment on any of those, and I'll see them. Tornado at Maxilia. Okay. On. Maxilia. What is that? I'm going to guess it's south of Mill Creek. Madeira, this circulation continues to look impressive. Be taking your tornado precautions if you live in or around Madeira and Oakland. Again, we'll monitor. Okay, whoa. So saying right over or just north of the sand plant, has to be talking about Madill, or Mill Creek, wow. The Mill Creek storm. Um, the really tight circulation is not showing up on radar, but you still have this area of circulation now. Um, Looks like they just reissued a tornado warning for it. It's radar indicated. Moving east at 30 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm with very strong rotation and capable of producing a tornado was located 4 miles southwest of Mill Creek, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So again, it's going to be right in here, that area. That's where the tornado would be. Let me switch products here. Tornado warning just got extended. So that's that little notch I was telling you about all over. So Fitzhugh Stonewall, on towards central Oklahoma, just south of Ada, Chickasaw Turnpike. You are gonna have a tornado warning for you. This was just issued. Radar indicate rotation. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Fitzhugh, moving east at 40 miles per hour. So your tornado is going to be right in that area. So yeah, it's going to be right in there most likely. We'll continue to monitor that. But Fitzhugh, Stonewall, Ada, south sides of Ada, south of Ada. Be taking your tornado precautions. Definitely some stout storms. Tornado warning for Madeira just got reissued. A large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Madeira, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So I'm guessing it's on the ground. Man, Madeira went right through Madeira then. Be taking your tornado precautions in and around Madeira, eventually off to Kinnifick, Caddo, Armstrong, Silo, eventually Caney. The Mill Creek storm has had their tornado warning reissued. Let's pull up the text of this one. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Reagan, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So Reagan, Sapokney West, on towards Bromide, Wapanucka, be taking your tornado precautions. This storm has a history of producing large and violent tornadoes. Again, we do have these storms are continuing to move into a more favorable environment. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. Discrete supercells have developed across the northern portions of the tornado watch along a cold front dry line combination in central and southern Oklahoma. A tornado had been observed near Springer, Oklahoma already, and radar data shows strong low-level mesocyclones on all these storms. Cells will continue to move into a more favorable environment for additional tornadoes. With strong low-level seal, strong tornadoes are definitely possible. There is one ongoing with this Madeira storm. This Mill Creek storm looks to be ramping back up. Both of these have long history of producing violent tornadoes. This storm up near Fitzhugh definitely could be producing a tornado. It would probably be right in there, that area. So all of that's going to be inflow. We're going to have this storm start to interact with this Mill Creek storm, so have to see how that plays into effect. But a tornado would likely be about 5 miles southeast of Mill Creek, moving towards the east at about 40 miles per hour. Bromide and Wapanucka, you definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions. You still have a little bit in Bromide and Wapanucka. But Reagan and Sapokney West, you definitely need to be in your storm shelter taking some sort of tornado precautions. Again, right now there's 3 separate tornado warnings out, at least 2 tornadoes. Tornado hit the Steel and Wire mill at Medill. Yikes. Looks large and dangerous. I'm not seeing anything show up on radar, but of course, in terms of a debris ball. But of course, we are about 8,500 feet above the surface of the Earth down now. Keep those reports coming in as you get them. They help a lot. Definitely still would say this is a large violent tornado in just past over Medill, just a couple miles northeast of Medill. Pull up some more towns here. So it's going to be crossing the Washita River before too much longer. It's going to be just south of Highway 377 near Medill and moving east-northeast. It's probably going to cross south of Milburn on that State Highway 78. Let's talk more about this storm, this Mill Creek storm again. It's about 6 miles southeast of Mill Creek. So again, the Reagan areas, be on the lookout. On towards Bromide eventually. This storm near Fitzhugh continues to show signs of a mesocyclone here. Don't be surprised that these rapidly spin up. Definitely large and violent tornadoes. Definitely these 7-2 look to be the havoc records for today. Definitely an untapped atmosphere. Again, we're talking about a large untapped atmosphere. There are high values of seal. So these storms will continue to be moving into a more favorable environment for tornadoes, and we've already had tornadoes already. Looks like a tornado warning has been issued for the Red River area. So right now it's in Pottsboro, Texas. Radar indicated tornado. This will head on through Cobalt, Calera, Achille, Durant. Definitely need to be on the lookout for a possible tornado. Eventually this storm will move through Bochito and Bennington. So we have 4 different storms all capable of producing a tornado in south central Oklahoma and north central Texas. So they're all right along this dry line boundary. So if you're to the west of it, you're in the clear for this evening in terms of the tornado threat. But if you're along and east of that line, you still have that tornado threat. We're going to start seeing how these storms start to interact with each other up north. See if I'm seeing any other reports. Again, these tornadoes can spin up quickly. Okay, so somebody on the ground in Madero said it may have clipped the south sides of Madero. It looked weak. Did see some debris up in the air. Still a large cone tornado. Emergency officials in Madero say they are currently surveying the town for injuries or damage. Um, 1 mile north of Pottsboro, Texas, at about 5:05, there was a brief funnel that made it about halfway to the ground 2 miles northeast. So about 3 miles northeast of Pottsboro, Texas, there was a funnel that looked to be underground. Again, that's going to be crossing the Red River here momentarily. Colbert, Calero, Durant, be thinking about your tornado precautions. So we are continuing to monitoring this line of storms here. Let me pull up something here. I'm pulling up the exact dry line location. That way we can get an idea of how these storms are going to interact with one another. Let's see. So again, we'll have 4 separate tornado warnings. One approaching Stonewall. Stonewall, Tupelo, be taking your tornado precautions. One approaching Bromide, be taking your tornado precautions. We'll go north of Wapanucka, most likely. And then we have this storm near east of Madeira approaching Kennebec. Caddo and Connie will be the next towns in this in its path. This storm did produce a tornado over the south sides of Madeira. Still has a stout circulation with it. And then we have this storm fixing to cross the Red River. In fact, the circulation looks pretty much on top of the Red River. This will be heading to Coburg and Calera, Chile. Be thinking about your tornado precautions. There isn't a tornado warning right now, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning, and see if it has a tornado possible tag on it. Nope, no tornado possible tag. That probably means they may be issuing a tornado warning for it. I'm gonna step away for just a couple seconds to refill my water, and then see what the radar say then. Until then, have a picture of the radar, I think. Let's see. Again, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, everyone. Okay, my camera's frozen, so but it looks like a new tornado warning is forming 10 miles east of Madill. Again, 4 different tornadoes in effect. Tornado warning was issued for the Cobalt-Calera area. So again, there's this area of circulation, possible tornado near approaching Stonewall. Stonewall, you need to be taking your tornado precautions. Tupelo, need to be getting ready. Central Oklahoma. Bromide, this storm has a history of producing a large and violent tornado. You definitely still need to be taking your tornado precautions. This storm near Madill, 10 miles east of Madill, approaching Kinetic and Caddo. Definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions. This has produced a large tornado. And then this storm that's freshly tornado warned. Let me switch sources here. approaching the Coldwater area, you definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions. Clara, again, tornado precautions. Again, we are streaming on 4 different sources: Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Ask us a question on any of those platforms, and I'll respond to you as quickly as I see it. So again, 4 separate tornado warnings occurring at this time. Um, So again, we are focusing really on 4 storms this afternoon. Each of these are very capable, are producing tornadoes. Having ground truth right now is a little bit difficult. But Calera, Cobra, Chile, you have under a tornado warning. Kinefit, Caddo, Armstrong, Kenny, all are under a tornado warning. Take your tornado precautions. The area of circulation is currently going over Bromide, north of Wapanaka, eventually to Leahy and Phillips and Colgate. Be taking your tornado precautions. Stonewall, the area we are concerned about. The circulation is going right to the north of you, or right over you, and be going near Tupelo in central Oklahoma. Be taking your tornado precautions. Anybody have anything to report right now? Kind of scarce information at the moment. Seeing if I see any ground truth. So an update on the Madeira tornado. Injuries are reported along with damages to buildings. Again, these tornadoes are to be taken seriously. Definitely a very endangered state, especially for late April as Oklahoma standards go. New tornado on the south storm headed towards Nida. Nida? Let me switch radars here. Over the Texoma Dam area? Oh, yeah. Those are a tornado. Definitely looks pretty stout from high up above at 9,600 feet. Just over Cobalt. Cobalt, Achille, Calera, you definitely need to be taking your tornado precautions. This could be another large, violent tornado. Definitely would not surprise me. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over southeastern Lake Texoma, northeast of Pottsboro, Texas, moving east-northeast at 25 miles per hour. Okay, let me switch radars again. Storm near approaching Kennebec, just north of Silo, just a couple miles north of Silo, has had a history of producing a large tornado. This is the storm that went through Madill. It can spin up just like that. Kennebec, Caddo, and Caney all need to be taking their tornado precautions. If there's a tornado with this one, it's going to be right there, just to the north of Silo by 1 or 2 miles. This bromide storm is going to go between Bromide and Wapanucka. Its circulation is very broad at this point. Have to see if that tightens back up. But this storm would be going near Leahy, Phillips, Colgate. Stonewall storm definitely tightening up a little bit right over Stonewall. It's following the highway right south of there. Would not be surprised if a tornado is occurring or occurs very quickly out of this. You will not be able to see this tornado. It's going to be rain wrapped. So again, Stonewall, that highway there, beyond your be aware that there could be a tornado on the ground. Central Oklahoma, be taking your tornado precautions. Where did I end up at? So again, this storm on the southeastern sides of Cobalt, definitely producing. Could have been producing a tornado. Reports are that there was a tornado. Again, this will be heading between Calera and Chile. See if I'm seeing any reports on Twiddle. If I can control my radar, it keeps wanting me to wanting to go to a random state. Great. Yeah. Come on. A new tornado warning has been issued for this storm near Bromide. It does include Atoka, Colgate, Stringtown. Wapanucka, probably gonna go just north of Wapanucka. 7 counties with tornado warnings. There's 4 different tornadoes out there. I don't know exactly how many counties that would be. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Bromide, moving east-northeast at 35 miles per hour. But let's see, currently there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 counties with tornado warnings by my count. All along this boards in a draw line. If that isn't a tornado, I'd be surprised. Just a couple miles, 2.5 miles east of Bromide, and about a couple miles northwest of Wapanucka. 3.5 miles northwest of Wapanucka. I'd be surprised if that's definitely a tornado underground, I'd say. Right? I'd be shocked if that wasn't underground. Of course, we are looking 6,700 feet into the atmosphere. But again, if you're near Bromide and Wapanucka towards Leahy, Phillips, Colgate, be taking your tornado precautions. This storm does have a history of producing a large tornado. This storm near Kennebec, going to go close to Armstrong. Between Armstrong and Kennebec cattle. Definitely a stout area of circulation there. Again, this storm also has a history of producing a large tornado. This was the storm that impacted Madill. Storm near Stonewall has kind of become a little bit disorganized. Have to see if it restrings. Yes, a underground confirmation. Is that for this Kennebec cattle storm? Or is that for the Wapanucka storm? And then again, I'd be shocked if this tornado just passed near Cobalt, going just north of Chile, just to the northwest of Chile by about a mile, south of Calera. I'd be surprised if this one isn't on the ground as well. So, 4 different areas that we are watching in terms of a tornado possibility. So about 3 minutes ago, a confirmed tornado was located near or just northwest of Wapanucka, moving east-northeast at 35 miles per hour. Weather spotters confirmed this tornado. So yeah, this tornado that you're seeing here is on the ground, or is likely still on the ground. It's about 2.5 miles north of Wapanucka. If you live near that area, be taking your tornado precautions. It will move to the east-northeast. Leahy, Phillips, you'll be in the line of fire. Be taking your tornado precautions. Maybe as far north as Colgate, be taking your tornado precautions. Atoka, you should be on the south side, but be prepared to be taking tornado precautions if this storm decides to move to your right. It's confirmed as a wedge tornado. Sad news out of Madeira. There was at least 1 fatality. Again, these storms are not to be messed with. Definitely for April, they're stout storms. Marshall County is asking for additional help in dealing with their cleanup. So, cone tornado at Wapanucka. So another report out of Madeira. Buildings, cars, and trucks were flipped. Again, that 1 fatality. That northernmost tornado warning has been allowed to expire. So we do have... No, we still have 4 tornadoes. Okay. Sorry, got tricked out by radar though. But this storm north of Wapanucka is still producing a tornado. Be taking your tornado precautions. Again, this is not a day you want to mess around with stuff. Conditions are just right in the atmosphere. This storm down north of Armstrong, approaching Armstrong, looks to be capable of producing a strong tornado as well. We're kind of in no man's land when it comes to radars. This storm near Chile, just passed over Chile, does have an interesting stout velocity signature on it. Would not be surprised if that is a tornado, could become a tornado. Chile, you need to be taking your tornado precautions into the east, eventually south of Boca Chica and Boswell, be taking your tornado precautions. Let's see if I see any other reports. Again, if you have any pictures, videos of any storm-related damage or storms itself, send them to me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Again, we still have this line of storms producing or capable of producing a tornado, and they'll continue moving off towards the east into a still favorable environment. Four miles northwest of Armstrong, Oklahoma, there was a large tornado. Let's see. So yeah, this is gonna be right in there. Definitely the hints of velocity we are getting suggest that. So cattle, be taking your tornado precautions. North of Boca Chica, be taking your tornado precautions. Again, this is probably a large and violent tornado. Storm between Wapaneca and Leahy still looks like it could be producing a tornado. Stonewall Storm doesn't look quite as impressive on radar right now. Chile Storm would not be surprised if it's producing a tornado. But again, a large tornado 4 miles west-northwest of Armstrong. North-northeast of Wapaneca, tornado crossed Highway 48 with debris about a quarter mile ahead. So, Wapaneca, yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be your tornado right there. Probably still on the ground. Leahy, take cover. Phillips, take cover. It's likely going across on the highway just south of Leahy. Stringtown, be on the lookout. Be prepared to take your tornado precautions if you haven't already. Large violent tornado near Armstrong, Oklahoma. Major damage. So, let me try to pull up a radar that doesn't look like crap though. So yeah, your tornado is probably going to be right in there, passing along the highway between Armstrong and Caddo. If you live in this area, you better be taking cover. south of Cattle. Again, probably gonna go north of Cheeto. Be taking your tornado precautions. North of Bennington, think about taking your tornado precautions. Yeah, let's see. So we do have, that may be a PDS tornado warning. Nope, not a PDS. Um, let's see. Still have that large violent tornado damage near Armstrong. Again, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere on radar. It's going to be right in that area. It's going to be moving east. So just south of Cattle. If you live between Armstrong and Cattle, the tornado is likely on top of you. Um, uh, Close to on top of you. Be taking your tornado precautions until the storm passes. On Boquetito, definitely need to be thinking about your tornado precautions. If you live north of Boquetito, be taking your tornado precautions. This tornado warning will, in all likelihood, get extended. So now there's just 3 tornado warnings in effect. This storm near Wapanucka is likely still producing a tornado. Leahy, be taking your tornado precautions. Phillips, be taking your tornado precautions. It's going to pass right around Leahy on the highway, maybe between Leahy and Atoka. Atoka, be taking your tornado precautions, although it's likely going to go north of you. Stringtown, be taking your tornado precautions. Between Leahy and Springtown, be taking your tornado precautions. Alright, got a new tornado warning for this Armstrong storm. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Armstrong, moving east at 30 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation, so that's what we use for a large violent tornado with a history of producing significant damage. So right around Armstrong, Boquetito, Bennington, you're in the tornado warning. Tornado is gonna be right in there again. It's passing south of Cattle. If you live in and near Boquetito, Bennington, north of those areas for about 8 miles, be taking your tornado precautions. This is a large, violent, deadly tornado. This is the same tornado that went through Madeira, has already recorded 1 fatality. Lots of damage as well. So don't take this as a joke. It's very serious. Still wouldn't be surprised if this storm near Chile is producing a tornado or has produced a tornado. See anything else comes up. I'm looking on Twitter. Anybody have any reports? Yeah, I'm seeing pictures of the storm near Armstrong, northeast of Armstrong. It's definitely a large and violent tornado. Um, yeah, these tornadoes are keeping moving into a favorable environment. Bromide, Oklahoma has a confirmed tornado on the ground. Looks like they no. Yeah. So, uh, that's old news, right? Yeah, that's old news. Sorry. But yeah, likely tornado still going to go near Leahy, possibly just south of Leahy. Definitely still good rotation with this a chilly storm northeast of Camp by about 7 miles. It's going to be tracking close to Bennington. It's going to be hugging the Red River. If you live anywhere close to this, be taking your tornado precautions or be prepared to be taking your tornado precautions. Johnson County reported a barn blown away. Not seeing any new reports coming in, but I'd still assume every one of these are on the ground. Um, we're continuing to monitor all these storms. Um, they're kind of in the middle of nowhere on radar. Right, they just extended this tornado warning for the a chilly tornado. Um, Tornado warning for central Bryan County in southeastern Oklahoma. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 4 miles south of Utissia, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Radar indicated tornado. Tornado near Durant. Yes. There's two right around there. There's this large and violent one near Armstrong. And then that's a PDS tornado warning, or a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. And then notice this one to the south, which continues to look stout. That's I get you some locations on there. Utica Albany Way be taking your tornado precautions. It's hugging the Red River basically. Storm near Leahy, wouldn't be surprised if it's still producing a tornado. Again, approaching Leahy, just south of Phillips, Toka. Again, we do have a hole in radar coverage here, so it's kind of hard to look around. Again, see if I'm seeing any reports. Apparently 911 in Marshall County is down. That's just a report I've seen on Twitter. I haven't confirmed it. Okay, let me look at a couple of different data sources I have. On satellite. Um, let's see. Again, we have 3 different storms capable of producing a tornado. One that's just crossing the highway just south of Leahy. Circulation has weakened on it. And then we have this PDS tornado warning near Armstrong. Let's see. Approaching just north of Bochito and Bennington. And then we have this tornado warning near Achille. It's let's see. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 4 miles south of Utica, moving east at 25 miles per hour. So Utica Albany Way, right along the Red River Valley, be taking your tornado precautions. There's a Toka tornado warning. Leahy tornado warning may be allowed to expire. The circulation doesn't look as good as it did a few minutes ago. We are going to continue to see how they develop over the next couple scans. Again, continue looking at these. Yeah, I'm seeing video of the Madera, Oklahoma tornado, and I think it was large and violent. Apparently, the Madera tornado may have hit Walmart, which would line up because that steel and wire plant is just to the north of that Walmart. Again, radar is kind of being useless right now because we're in a gap between all of them. So I'm taking and looking at Twitter for my reports. If anybody has any reports they want to pass along, feel free to pass them along. So they just issued a tornado warning for Choctaw County. Um, 4 miles southeast of Caddo. Tornado causing damage 1 mile to the south. So 5 miles southeast of Caddo. So that's gonna be this tornado right along the Red River. I think. No. Okay. It's gonna be hold on. It's gonna be right in there, that tornado that this person's talking about, north of Boca Chico. Potential tornado 4 miles southwest of Albany, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Large hail mobile homes may be damaged. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Tornado is radar indicated. So it's going to be this new tornado warning again right along the Red River. Boswell, Sopel, you are in the warning. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Albany, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Flying debris will be dangerous. Radar indicated tornado. So the tornado in this storm's gonna be right around that area. Again, it's hugging the Red River. South of Bennington, Boswell, Sopel. You are gonna be wanting to take tornado precautions. Torque circulation appears to be dying out. Blowing north of Cheeto. Nothing's going on the ground. No. Sparta reported tornado southeast of Caddo, north of US 70. So that's gonna be right here. That's ongoing. Highway 70 is gonna be right there, US Highway 70. So north of Cheeto, Sparta reported a tornado. See. So a tornado on the ground. Looks like we have two possible tornadoes. One near Comanche County. Choctaw County. Sorry. Wow. Choctaw County. Hugging the Red River, south of Boca Chica and Bennington, and then this one north of Boca Chica. A tornado warning has been issued for Pushmataha County. As well as Choctaw County. This tornado warning is going to be extended. As we wait for the exact text of this one. Again, as these storms move east, really they'll gain into the most favorable environment for tornadoes today. Let's see. Okay, there's that tornado warning extension. So again, this includes the Florida tornado north of Boca Chica, north of Bennington. It's going to go be north of Boswell, north of Sopel. A confirmed tornado was located 6 miles northeast of Boca Chica, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Observed tornado. So again, this is a confirmed tornado. It's going to be right there, just a couple miles to the north and east of Boca Chica. So north of Bennington, be well. Take your tornado precautions. Boswell, Sopel, to the north, to the south, basically, eastern or western Choctaw County. Take your tornado precautions. You're in a tornado warning. There's two different tornadoes heading your way. Um, let's see if we can switch radars yet. Nope. Again, we're kind of seeing these storms be out in the middle of nowhere, so it's hard to get a good radar read on them. We're really relying on ground truths. So again, three separate tornado warnings. You have this one near Atoka, just past the highway, just going north of Atoka. That's kind of sealed off. I'm expecting that one to get dropped. It still has another 9 minutes on that. But there's two main confirmed tornadoes in town. This one hugging the Red River. Near Boswell, Super, and Ungle. It's actually on the Texas side of the Red River right now, but it's just hugging. It's gonna play hopscotch with it. And then there's this storm north of Boca Chica and Bennington. Circulation has kind of weakened with that right now, but still take your tornado precautions in Boswell, Sopor. If you're on the western sides of Choctaw County, be taking your tornado precautions. So again, I'm just browsing Twitter for any reports and trying to aggregate them and make sense of them as the radar's kind of being in a dead zone right now. So 1 mile southeast of Leahy. This was 7 minutes ago. They were having intermittent touchdowns. 2 2 miles. So Leahy intermittent touchdowns could still be occurring. I'm not expecting anything strong right now about that. So again, intermittent tornadoes near Leahy heading towards Stringtown and Atoka. And then we do have that confirmed tornado just north of Boca Chico, right now really north of Bennington, and north of Boswell and Sopel. And then we have the tornado playing hopscotch with the Red River, producing a lot of hail and wind. Really, the biggest one in town is producing by a large tornado. South of Boswell and Sopel will be the areas in Oklahoma. Let me check some of the model data, see what things behind this are looking at like. Really, these storms are in the most potent area for a tornado to occur right now. And then they'll start moving east, and I do expect the tornado threat to start to drop off a little bit. Rotation increasing northwest of Atoka. So that's going to be on that highway between Atoka and Leahy. Would be affecting Stringtown most likely. So again, still that tornado warning is still in effect for another 3 minutes. It was producing intermittent tornadoes earlier. Okay, that tornado warning for Atoka has been allowed to expire. They did issue a severe thunderstorm warning to replace that tornado warning with inch and 60-mile-per-hour size hail. Again, I'm just looking at reports coming in. So I'm just going to be keeping an eye out on these storms. Again, we're kind of still in the middle of nowhere when it comes to these. Getting a little bit better, but still there are far bit of ways away from the radar. A couple tornado warnings. Again for western Choctaw County. Be taking your tornado precautions. Let's see. So I just want to put some fear at rest. These storms out west of Oklahoma City, we are expecting those to continue to weaken. We are not expecting any other storms behind this line. So kind of put that fear to rest. If anybody's having that. Still a couple of hours of circulation that we're watching down along the Red River. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue watching these tornadoes and see if anything changes. I'm monitoring my sources, but I'll stay on as long as these storms are tornado warned in Oklahoma. I'm not seeing any new reports coming in. Yeah, not seeing any reports of these tornadoes, so which is good. No news is good news. Um, Again, we are staying on until these tornado warnings hop off. So another report out of Madill. Walmart has been damaged. Possibly churches were damaged. Traffic is crawling through town because the stoplights are out. So the tornado watch continues for Atoka and Bryan counties in the Norman Forecast Office. So again, we have two separate tornado warnings. Probably one of them is going to be allowed to expire. This one may stay into Texas. Yeah, this northern one looks to be falling apart, which is good. We want that. This one is looking to be south of the Red River, kind of turned a little bit right, which is good. That's what we want, but I'll go ahead and stay on for another 5 minutes or so, and we'll see these storms out. Haven't saw any reports on Twitter of these storms, so that's good. So yeah, again, we're just watching and waiting for these storms to move on out. So far, it doesn't look like anything else is going to affect these storms. So, pop up, which is good. Had a nice intense couple of 3 hours, probably 2 hours. But it does appear these storms are not getting the circulation that they were earlier. Of course, we'll continue to monitor these throughout this evening. But this tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire. This storm to the south, western Choctaw County, looks like the tornado is going to slide south of the Red River. It may come back in 30 minutes or so and start affecting the Ida Belt area before it moves completely out of the risk area. Storms behind this line. Again, we're not seeing anything that will say we're getting storms behind this line. So this will be pretty much it for today. Really not seeing anything immediate weather-wise that looks significant. Obviously, there's another couple rounds of storms that may move through. We'll continue to monitor these, continue to monitor how the atmosphere sets up, and of course, as always, I'll update you on any significant weather threat on my Facebook page, on Twitter, and we'll get you what you need to know to be safe. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and hop on and off of here since there's